Hello and welcome back to Football Manager 2019 with USL Dunkirk. If you missed the last episode, this is going to be a huge surprise for you. We are champions of League 2. We are into League 1. It has taken 7 years. We have finally made it up the 2 divisions that we needed to go up. We are in there with the big boys. Today, we are going to have the first game, our first ever game in League 1 with Dunkirk. But first, before we go into that, we have to go through a hell of a lot of transfers because we were given a little bit of money. I have spent some money. I've actually bought players with cash. We've loaned in some players. A few players have also left as well. As we always do, let's go through the released players then. It's only really Tendai Darikwa who's the only one who's left. He wanted to leave anyway, halfway through last season, wanted to go back to England, so he signed for a team that aren't English. He signed for Marseille Consulate, which they're clearly not in England, so him basically throwing his toys out of the pram wanting to go back to England was a complete lie. Also, there's a load of youth players that I've decided to release. Melvin Manet, a player who we've had for about 5 years, has gone. Leo Bernard, another player who he played a few games. Cherubin and Dongla played a few games. Florent Sewer also played a few games. None of them are really going to cut it now that we're in League 1 or Ligue 1 in France. The only other player to leave the club on a permanent deal is Zimbabwean central midfielder Tristan Nydam. He has returned to England. He's signed for Southend. I think it was about £120,000, £130,000 we are going to get for him. He played 21 games over the course of 2 years, most of them in the first season when he joined, 2 last season. Basically, he was never going to get in, and we have strengthened our midfield massively. Also, 5 players who are currently at the team have gone out on loan. Yannick Velarde has gone to Ajaccio. Paul Montgomery has signed for Epinal. Antonio Brunetti has signed for Clermont Foot. Bafana Dimitri has signed for Le Mans on loan. Hani Mufta has signed for Bologna on loan. I'm hoping they're going to play him as a central defender and not a right back. And Pavel Jindrasek has signed for Epinal on loan as well. I realised I said 5 players. It was 6 players that have gone out on loan. In terms of players joining the club then, there were 3 players that signed late last season, which I didn't actually tell you about. 2 of them were goalkeepers. Wessel Bosch, who is a Dutch and South African goalkeeper, has signed on a free transfer. Sergio Martella, who is a 22-year-old Italian goalkeeper, also signing on a free transfer. And a player who looks like he might be a world beater, David Burkic, a 16-year-old Serbian, signing on a free transfer. I'm trying to loan him out. He's probably going to get some games in the first team if he doesn't go out on loan. 7 more players have joined the club on free transfers over the summer. Kleber, a Brazilian left-back, has joined the club, formerly of Cholet, who has now gone out on loan to Concarneau. I bought him in because we needed left-backs, but it doesn't matter, we've now got another left-back. Signed from Fulham, Richmond Amankona, who is a Ghanaian right-winger. We signed him in January because his contract was up at the end of the season, and now we kind of don't really play wingers. We do play wingers, but we don't play wingers. But yeah, he's here, free transfer. He might not play a huge amount of football this year. Malian central midfielder Abdoulaye Diakite has signed on a free transfer and then gone out on loan to Real Bamako, who I think are also from Mali. Basically, he's going to get first team football because I don't think he's going to get near our first team just yet. He does have a lot of potential though. Someone who I thought was going to be better than what he actually is, Alseni Kamara, an 18-year-old Guinean central midfielder / defence midfielder. He's probably going to become a defence midfielder. Not that great. He's got 2-star potential ability. Trying to loan him out, but nobody really wants him. The first player on our list who might actually be playing first-team football for us is Birkenabe striker, 22 years old, Ali Udrego. Maybe he's just going to be called Ali, isn't he? Because there's no way I'm going to be able to say his name every single time. He has come in free transfer from ASF Bobo Dioulasso, maybe. 36 goals in 67 games in his native Burkina Faso. I think he could be very useful for us. I mean, physically, he is superb. He's 6'5" as well. Everyone wants a 6'5" striker. Another young central midfielder to join is 18-year-old Algerian Sofiane Khaled. He looks very, very good. 2.5-star current ability already, 5-star potential. I was going to try and loan this guy out, but I think actually more likely he's going to be playing some games for us. He'll probably get about 10 games this season, I think. Most of his time will be spent sat on the bench, but I've got high hopes for this guy. Another young central midfielder that I have high hopes for is 18-year-old Montenegrin midfielder Davor Vasic. He has signed on a free transfer, formerly of Zeta. He was there for 4 years. 5-star potential ability, 2.5-star current ability. Again, he's probably going to be sat on the bench quite a lot. He's going to be playing reserve team football, probably much like the Algerian as well, but I'm going to try and get him into the first team as much as possible. We've also signed one player on loan from our feeder club Nantes. Even though we're in the same division as Nantes, we're still allowed to be their feeder club, which is great. Gregory Fritz is a 17-year-old French striker, 3.5-star current ability, 5-star potential. Not too fussed about that. I think he might be quite good for us, probably coming off the bench a lot, because his work rate's not particularly high, but 17 years old, we're not paying any money for him either, so no, we are. We're paying through all of his wages. Wait, what? Why are we doing that? It doesn't matter. I think he's quite good, basically, is what I'm trying to say. The first of 4 players to join the club on actual transfer fees. We've only ever done one of these previously, and I think that was for Kamara, the Ivorian. First up then, 24-year-old Portuguese right-back João Ferreira has signed from Benfica. He was transfer listed for 30k. Looking at his ability, 30k is an absolute steal for this man. 4-star current ability, 4-star potential. He's still only 24. We've got easily about 3 years that we can get out of this guy if he stays here that long. Maybe we replace him next season because we have got a couple of decent right-backs as well. Namely, this guy, 16-year-old Czech right-back Wojtek Abraham, signed from Teplice, who I'm assuming they're from the Czech Republic. He is signed for, how much was it? It was quite a lot. It was about 300k, £325,000. But at 16 years old, already 2.5-star current ability, 5-star potential. He might be playing first-team football a lot more than he really should be at this young age, particularly if we've only just got promoted. If we were in League 2, he'd be my first-choice right-back. But because we're now in Ligue 1, I think we probably need someone a little bit better than him. He is, however, going to be a superb footballer by the looks of it. We just need to train him up. I could make him a centre-back, but I don't think we really need to get another centre-back. Because I've signed this guy, Dragan Pokrovac, who is a 17-year-old Croatian central defender from Slaven Belupo. He has 3-star current ability, 5-star potential ability. At 17 years old, he's 3-star current ability. He's come in, I think, for about £350,000, if I'm correct. It is 350, no additional clauses in there. He, again, much like the other guy, he looks great. He looks really good. A 2-footed centre-back. What can possibly go wrong? And the player that has smashed all of our transfer records, South Korean midfielder Yoon Kyun-soo, 20 years old, formerly of Incheon, has signed for £750,000. 3-star current ability, 5-star potential. I've brought this guy in because I think he is the total package. He's not particularly great defending, but when you look at some of his mental stats, they're all very high compared to the rest of our team, not compared to world-class footballers. When you also look at some of his technical stats, first touch of 15, he's amazing at free kicks, passing and technique is superb as well. He might end up being that roaming playmaker. The only thing he's really lacking is long shots and positioning and concentration. Who needs to concentrate when you're playing against PSG? So that is all of the transfers that we have done for our first season in Ligue 1. We spent £1.5 million, we brought in just 130k. If we have a look at the finances, we did have £2.7 million as a transfer budget. I've thrown all of that into the wage budget and we're still over. So yeah, that's going to go well. We will, however, be picking up over the course of the year £12 million through TV rights. I don't know whether anything else happens, like whether we get additional money for matches, like additional matches that are on TV, things like that. But I'm hoping we sell out every week. I'm hoping that we get nice big cuts against matches against like PSG, where they might get, 40,000 people watching, and we get a larger sum of money. I don't know whether it works like that in France. So that is our transfer business for the summer. I'm not quite sure how well this season's going to go. Basically, my goal or objective is to finish 15th. 15th is kind of what I want to finish. Obviously, 17th and above is amazing. Anything higher than 17th is a successful season. If we have a look at the league table and we go season preview, you can guess where we're going to be, can't you? Yep, we're bottom. We are bottom 950 to 1 to win the league. The team that might be getting relegated, I say might be, team in 17th place is 500 to 1. So in theory, they are twice as good as us. I really can't see us getting out of, or staying in this league, sorry. But when we got promoted to League 2, I said the same thing. I thought we were going to struggle in the first season. We managed to get to the playoffs, I think, or just outside the playoffs in the first season. So anything can happen. Just a quick look as well at what the media thinks of us. So Gerrits is going to be our goalkeeper. They always seem to think we're going to play a 4-4-2. And I don't really know why, because we haven't played that for a very long time. But they've Eduardo Luis Vanderlei, I'm not surprised by Vanderlei. I'll show you him in a minute. Boris Ferreira, Aliou Drago, maybe on the left wing. Really? Radovanovic, Kamara, Khalid as well, Gvimradze and Fritz. It's not going to be that lineup. Some of those players will definitely be playing though. The first of many, many big matches in League 1. Obviously 20 teams, so we're going to be playing 38 games. And I'm hoping, just maybe if we can get a victory in our first match, that'll be pretty good, wouldn't it? St Etienne are our opponents. I don't know how good or bad they are, but odds-on favourites at evens. We are most likely to draw or win. We are just as likely. That's just a bit weird, isn't it? The starting lineup we're going to go for then, we are going to be playing this 4-1-3-2 formation, the formation that basically won us the league last season, because since we moved to it, we dropped 2 points, and that was it. We won every single game other than the match against Paris FC. So in goal is going to be Daniel Gerrits. He kept 22 clean sheets last season or something stupid like that. That is a stupid amount of clean sheets. The back four is going to be João Ferreira making his debut, Boris, Rodrigue Eder and Eduardo Luiz. I forgot to mention Eduardo Luiz has extended his loan deal, so he's here for another season. Big Gids is going to be the defence midfielder because if we scroll down, Assane Kamara slightly injured, he will be the usual defence midfielder. Midfield trio on the right hand side as a Carolero, Radovanovic. Yoon Kyun Soo is going to be a roaming playmaker, although he is not particularly fit at the moment, so he's not likely to last the full 90 minutes. And the box-to-box midfielder is going to be Andre Rock, or Roque. I'm going to call him Rock. I think Andre Rock sounds better. I'll show you him in a minute. Alan Varel and Ali are going to be the two strikers because Gvimradze is a little bit tired. Zubak is also not match fit either. We've got a little bit of an injury crisis as well with Kojic out injured. We've got quite a big squad now. So some of the players that I think you probably need to be made aware of. Eduardo Luiz for a start. Obviously you know who he is, or you should know who he is. Formerly our player, loaned last season, loaned once again for this season. 4-star. He's a no-nonsense fullback, but we are playing him as a wing-back on attack, which he's okay at, I guess. The box-to-box midfielder is probably our weakest player in this starting 11. It's Andre Rock, who is a Portuguese central midfielder. He's not even very good as a box-to-box midfielder. It's all the way down here, but I need to give him some games. Maybe we don't play Andre Rock. Maybe we play Sofiane Khalid. I mean, he's off. No, box-to-box, isn't it? Box-to-box. Mate, you know what? We're going to do Sofiane Khalid instead. He's going to make his debut. Rock's going to still be on the bench, though. Who else have we got? Vanderlei. He's been out on loan for the last 2 seasons. He's getting really good. He's getting really, really good. 20 years old now. And in League 1, we're allowed to register 4 non-EU players. So Vanderlei can finally be registered. That is a lot of people in that stadium. It's not even close to being a sellout. We're about 12,000 fans short of a sellout. Looking at the St Etienne side, they've got some good players. Gerson Murillo, Parfait Guillagon. How good is Guillagon? Oh my word, he's filth. He's actually filth, isn't he? Guillagon's a player who I had for Groningen, I believe. Was it Groningen or maybe it was Maribor? Maybe it was both on the last game and he was actually really good for us. He's a lot better for St Etienne. I'm excited and a little bit nervous. I think if we get a point, if we score a goal, if we lose 3-1, I'll take that, because it means we've scored our first ever goal in League 1. This formation, I did mention this formation is undefeated. Problem is, the last few games, it's not been particularly great. Gerson Murillo has put St Etienne 1-0 up after 4 minutes and 30 seconds. Oh, that's not a good start, is it? 10 minutes on the clock. Svensson. Kostenko back to Svensson again. Number 6 comes inside. Diuse plays it all the way across to Claudio Roberto, just about controls it, crosses in, Diuse's there, it's taken a deflection, a few deflections, and it is 2-0, 10 minutes on the clock. If it keeps going this way, we are going to lose about 18-0, aren't we? Well, we're already bottom of the table, 20 minutes in, that's always good to see. We might need to change this formation, because I am wondering whether we're not very good. We're not a very good team, are we? Since the second goal, nothing has happened. We've had a couple of shots, we've actually had one on target as well. But nothing else has really happened. I'm going to have to change something up. We've moved up to 19th. Someone's letting 3. Nimes. Oh my word, we've moved up to 18th. Teams around us are falling apart. Half-time. Not a very good half of football for us, was it? But it is our first ever game in the league. Well, that wasn't a particularly great team talk. We're going to have to try and change something up. And we're going to change it up by going to this. And now I need to rearrange everything. Actually, that's probably all we're going to do. So, we've gone to the 4-1-4-1, and basically what's happened, Alan Varel's moved over to the inside forward on the left, Ali's going to be the main striker, Levan Gvimradze has come on for Sofiane Khalid. probably should be bringing off Yoon Kyung-soo, but Yoon Kyung-soo is actually playing okay, and he's actually fine. There's nothing wrong with him. Radovanovic, not looking too great. Ali and Varel also not looking too great either. Will the change in formation give us the much-needed kick up the behind that we are after? Already 1 minute into the second half, and St Etienne with the ball. Hassani, Kostenko goes for goal, hits it just wide of the post. We've not had a single highlight for us yet. I'm worried. Gerrits with a free kick outside of his area. Boris now, the German, plays it all the way back to Gerrits. PSG 4-0 up against Nimes. That means we're not going to be bottom of the table after the first match, does it? Boris back to Gerrits, across to Rodriguela. We're barely getting out of our half. Forward to Varel on the left-hand side. Back to Eduardo Luiz, the Brazilian. Long ball, tries to find Ali. Vavro intercepts it, plays it back to the goalkeeper. Bamba, long kick upfield, flicked head, finds Diuse. Back to Parfait Guegon. Forward to Claudio Roberto. Crosses in at the front. It's hit the bar. Eduardo Luiz can clear it. I thought that might have been a highlight for us, but apparently not. Just before the hour, Claudio Roberto, Guegon. Roberto once again crosses in, hits one of our players, but gets the ball back. Diuse. Now Svensson to Kostenko. Finds Myziane Mayolida, maybe. It's 3-0 to St Etienne. We have not had a single highlight for us. We are getting destroyed. And St Etienne aren't even a good team. Let's give them a show some passion. Ali's on a 6.2. He's motivated. He's on a 6.2. I don't care how motivated you are. Right, Gregory Fritz is going to be coming on. We're also going to do Radovanovic off for Simon Bogle. That's all of our subs. We've got, 25 minutes to play. I'd just like a shot now, just a highlight for us. Boris plays upfield, finds Levan Gvinradze, the Georgian, forward to Ali, who's still on the pitch apparently. Varel, he's got a little bit of space, but no one in the box at the moment. Crosses in, Radovanovic is there, and his effort is just over the bar, and now the substitutions can happen. At least we had a highlight. It wasn't a good highlight, but at least we had one. Eduardo Luiz is on a 6.1 now. Have a feeling he might be the one taking the blame for this defeat. Eduardo Luiz with a throw, finds Ella. We've got 8 minutes to play. Varel doesn't win the ball. Guegon gets in the way, does Gideon Waha. Levan Gvinradze now can run down the right-hand side. He's got lots and lots of green shirts in front of him. Can he do anything? Plays it back to Ferreira. Bogle, forward to Levan Gvinradze, gets tackled by 2 players, and apparently that is perfectly fine. Hassani, back to the goalkeeper. Bamba can kick it upfield, finds Claudio Roberto on the left, and now St Etienne can break down that left-hand side. In the middle, Guegon's going to make it 4. He doesn't make it 4. Gerrits has just about saved it. I think that's the first thing he's ever saved in this match. It's a corner, 7 minutes left to play. Tunstra takes the corner towards the 6-yard box. Gerrits claims the ball, and it's going to end 3-0, isn't it? And there's still time. There's still time for them to get a 4th and a 5th. Gerrits has managed to pick up a yellow card for something. I don't know what he's done there. Yoon Kyung-soo goes for goal. Oh, it was just wide of the post. We've lost 3-0. We've not scored. We've barely had a highlight. I think Eduardo Luiz probably isn't playing the next match. Well, I'm not surprised. 1 game in, we're sat bottom of the table. Nimes, Strasbourg, also on joint goal difference, but I think both of them managed to score goals. Nantes go top of the table after scoring 5 against Strasbourg. Oh, this is going to be a long, long season, isn't it? That is going to do it then for this first episode. I'm only going to play 1 match in this episode. Next episode, we are going to go to... Where are we going to go? We're probably not going to go too far. Lyon Auxerre, I'm thinking. Auxerre, obviously a team that came up with us. Lyon, one of the big boys in this league. So in the middle, we've got Cannes and Guillaume. 2 matches that arguably we should be able to win. Maybe. I don't know. I've just seen as well, in our pre-season friendlies, Tristan Nydam seemed to score a lot of goals. And then we sold him. Maybe that was the key. Maybe that was the key to our season. Thank you very much for watching this episode of Football Manager 2019 with USL Dunkirk. Our first match in Ligue 1 didn't go to plan. Hopefully our second and third do go to plan, and by the time we play Lyon, we're sat 7th place in the table and we actually know how to play football once again. If you did enjoy this episode, if you wouldn't mind leaving a like, if you want to see more, hit the subscribe button, and I'll be back next time with Lyon and Auxerre.